Ladies and gentlemen, we're here, Kyle. Welcome to episode 97. A special, you're not getting this on the streaming services and places till after Christmas time. But we wanted to bring a little something special, a little shorter episode for the holiday break. It's all about Dispatch, baby. Dispatch spoiler-filled review. This game has taken over my life. Thank you, Kyle. How are you doing with your, again, new perfect just background image? You're dispatching yourself.
Yeah, I'm in the world now. I digitized in Torrance, California. It's not that crazy of a place. Been there. Doing good. You know, we talked yesterday, and I'm excited to talk Dispatch. I was clicking through the episode stats, remembering everything. I'm like, oh man, what a great game! It's just like, oh shit, this is great, and I can't wait to see our differences and whatnot.
I hope there is. I was so worried about that going in because a lot of the other games we play the same of, we tend to go the same path. I'm like, ugh.
Yeah, we'll see. It probably won't be as black and white as we.
Yeah,
it'll be different. I think we're. I think. I don't think it'll be the same. We'll see.
Joining us when this goes.
Oh no, go for it.
I'll go for it. Throw it out. As always, going live each and every Saturday. 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, except now, again, this one is pre-recorded, so it will be up on streaming services at your regular time. When you are listening, get out of here, you ad bots on Twitch. We don't like you.
I gotta pull that up.
How dare they? Yeah, all about Dispatch. Very short, probably only half hour, if even that, on this episode, but I'm excited to talk about it. It's a game that we, like, it's the water cooler game moment, you know? It's something you need to keep coming back to, except now we've both beaten it. And just to go over the differences, the changes, the different type of branching stories we had, and where we think it's going. To start, for people unaware of one of the smash hits of the year, Dispatch, announced at last year's Game Awards in 2024, came out officially between October and November 2025 on PlayStation 5 and Windows, with a Switch and Switch 2 port expected on January 28th, 2026. Dispatch is a superhero workplace comedy that has the player take on the role of Robert Robertson III, formerly the superhero Mecha Man, who has to take a job as a dispatcher for villains turned superheroes after his signature mecha suit is destroyed in battle. Cast includes an array of talented and known voice actors from Aaron Paul, Jeffrey Wright, Aaron Yvette, Laura Bailey, Travis Willingham, and Matthew Mercer, as well as content creators Jacksepticeye, Moist Critical, Joel Haver, Delana Pierce, and Young Gravy. The game has now sold 2 million units within its first month of release and received critical acclaim. What an experience. This was completely not on my radar. I remember the reveal last year at the Game Awards. I'm like, okay, some old Telltale folks are back trying this again. It started coming out. No interest. You talked about it. Like 3 days later, I was like, yeah, check it out. Booked instantly. We're in. I was on the train, baby. The Young Gravy train.
Yeah, I remember seeing it and being interested in it. I think the animation is stunning no matter what. It's very, very well animated. So it catches your eye. A superhero show. Hell yeah. Like, I'm interested. It looks similar to Invincible. All right, I'm into it. But it's a game and it's from Telltale. I was on board, and really I wanted to know and was so interested in seeing the release schedule, right? These games, like, what was the most recent one? Life is Strange, right? These the old Telltale games. Those games that come out with episodes and they're episodic and they take too long to get to episode 2, 3, 4, or however their cadence is. It just, you lose your audience. It hasn't hit. I lost interest. I think I played Game of Thrones, Telltale, and maybe some of the Walking Dead one, but like they weren't games that fully caught me, and I didn't do it. So this one catching my interest was interesting. I think it had to do with the cast, had to do with me being more into gaming and talking about it. And then even then, I didn't hop in day one with it. I waited. I saw people like, oh yeah, this is great. The release cadence 2 at first, and then 2 a week was just, or was it 4 at first and then 2 a week? I forget.
Either way, it was 2 every week.
Okay. It was perfect. Like, I thought that was such a great way to do a television show, video game. Like, this is, this is emerging of, and I think they nailed it, and it made it the water cooler moments. It made me hop in about halfway through. Me and my wife jumped in and we played it the week of the final. Like we finished the last episode the week the finale came out. So like we caught up with the crowd, right? So it was just a fun time, fun experience. I think if they could, I mean, they're going to do it again, right? Whether it be Dispatch season 2 or a whole other idea, this cadence works. This idea of storytelling works, so it's awesome. This is an excellent proof of concept, which we knew was already there, but they said we could do it in 2025, and it's awesome. So man, I cannot recommend this enough.
Yeah, them having the previous experience, I think, is what did so much to help with this game as far as releases. I was looking back now as you were talking. There was parts of the Telltale Walking Dead specifically where it was like month, 2 months in between episodes, which nowadays that's just dead on arrival. People are hopping to the newest, hottest thing as fast as possible. Games are dying left and right. Like that's not a feasible release.
I remember them releasing too, and I think that's when I started listening to video game podcasts and stuff. I remember people talking about the cadence and being like, "Oh, this episode wasn't enough. Like we didn't do enough." So it's like, man, that really sucks. You wait 2 to 3 months, and then it's like a bottle episode, almost a filler. It didn't have enough action. You didn't get what you wanted, and you have to wait another 2 to 3 months. Why would you go back? Like rough. So yeah, that experience, dude, 100% helps, and they learned from it.
And just it's The Walking Dead specifically, like the issues those games had back then on 360, on PS3. Not that they were very demanding on as far as gameplay goes. Like it's very similar game styles, multiple choice a lot of the times, some quick time events, move the stick over here within a certain time. Like it's not demanding, but even then it was struggling. And now with advancement of tech, them knowing on a new engine, whatever they're doing, and just how different the art style is of this, like everything they could have improved upon is there for me that I would have wanted changed to continue doing these games and not have those struggles or have the weird pop-in things that take away, because the cutscenes are great. Like the art's great. You mentioned it. Yeah. It's every part of this game is so fluid and smooth that if it was having those hiccups, I feel they would have been blown up twice as big as far as people's complaints, because everything else is so rock solid.
Yeah, no, for sure. It's a game that knows its scope, knows what it was trying to do, and achieves it. Like, I don't think it does more than it needs to. It doesn't, I didn't feel like it lacked in any way, right? Like, obviously, everything can be better. We can think with that mentality, bigger, 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 right? But you don't need to, and this is like a near perfect damn game to me, so.
It'll be interesting. I'm excited for him to come back in the new year to see where this falls in our top 10s. But I'm telling you, yeah. there was a draft of my list where this was number 1 for a second. I'm like, is it recency bias? Like,
yeah, I think right now I'll be on. I think it sits at 1. I think that's where it ended up. But it's moved multiple times because I look back and I'm like, no, this game, no, that game. We talked and I'm like, I forgot about South of Midnight, how much I liked it. You know, so it's a game that's moving, but it is in the top 5 for sure. Great game. That's gonna do it.
That's it. Goodbye, everybody. Good game. Go play it. No, I'm excited. I'm happy that's coming to Switch. I'm hoping an Xbox version comes soon after. From the way they're talking, it has seemed like focusing on one thing at a time to move forward. Obviously, a smaller team. They're making bank off of this. Hopefully, make it back. I like financials on this. I would be interested in seeing based off of voice cast how much the art takes to do if they made that back, because I believe it was $30 at release for the full 8 episodes. Yeah. So if they're able to make that back, where they do go for a season 2, if that's the thing, if they go in another direction, which I'm preferring, but we'll get to that.
Mm-hmm.
I had it pulled up. Disappearing.
No.
What I was going to ask, with these type of games specifically, you mentioned the old ones. Was there any, not pushback, but as you've played through, where you might have seen other people's options that they went with, and if I would have gone this path, it doesn't change too much? Like at the end of the day, did you get the feeling that no matter what, you were barreling down towards the same ending?
Oh, no. I mean, I guess you can see where the game gives you some binary choices, and I think that just is the storytelling. And at one point, you get a choice between two people on your team, and then that obviously is a binary choice, right? So that there's some of those in the game. I don't think those are bad, but I don't think I felt like the end result I got was, oh, I was always going to get here. I do feel like the story that I had at the end of the day was excellent. It was cohesive. It felt right for all my team and the characters they have. And yeah, it felt really, really solid. But yeah, I never felt forced one way. I kind of felt like there could have been more variance with your choice and how it affects everything, right? More differences with that. But I do think there were choices that mattered, right? And I do think they did turn around and you're like, oh shit, that came back.
Yeah, they do the classic Telltale thing of every decision you do, like the major stuff you're deciding, little thing so and so will remember that pops up on the side, which that, for the most part, is primarily the main gameplay you're doing is the choice-based decisions. Sprinkled in between episodes, roughly about 2 times an episode, you do actual dispatching for the SDN, the service you work for, where it'll have a map featured right behind Kyle here, if you're watching this on video on YouTube, of different things happening, cat stuck in a tree, fire in a school, bomb threat somewhere, wherever. And it's a time-based thing where you have X amount of time to read the description of it. It'll give you hints on what sort of stats you need to focus on. So each character you have available has a speed stat, like a speech, strength, vigor, charisma, different things like that that'll tie into those missions. But it doesn't outright tell you, do you need a high charisma for this? It'll be, you need someone well spoken, or you need someone who can carry a lot of weight for vigor or strength. Like, it does it in a way that still has you stop and think, which I really appreciated, because there was times for me when I was making decisions. We had similar gameplay styles of playing this. When I played, my girlfriend was on the other couch. Let her do all the vocal decisions. She chose everything we did, chose what we were doing. I was purely on the sticks. So, but there was times where she was like, "What does this thing mean, or what's that pointing to forward stats of what we should send?" And there's times I couldn't tell her. I'm like, I don't know. Like, it could be this, it could be that. So things that you felt like you had a higher success rate on, when you get to it, you come out, you're like, oh, you actually have a 30% chance because you sent the wrong person.
Yeah, it happened to me a couple times too. It wasn't as straightforward, and I appreciate it. Was like, you use your brain enough, you can figure it out, and sometimes you misinterpreted, and it's like, ah, shit, duh. Like, of course that meant strength and not speed, and that's not black and white there. But yeah, I appreciated those. I love the dispatching. I think the dispatching, I was surprised by how much of it there was. I mean, what, you 40% of the game, if 45, like, it's up there, I feel like, with especially gameplay. Like, the gameplay is dispatching and the hacking stuff. But I looked forward to the moments. It was a nice break of pace from the story. I felt it obviously made sense narratively to go into the dispatching sections, and as the story progresses, the changes that happens, it all makes sense, and it all feels good. It all builds upon each other. The gameplay itself, as you understand more about dispatching, the way it builds upon each other. Sometimes your heroes can get hurt, so they have less stamina, or they have less capabilities. So you have to, like, play the game, and then if you send the wrong heroes towards the beginning, like, to something, and then the next job is like, oh, that would have been perfect for them, it like has a cascading effect where you kind of have to figure out the puzzle. You're not out of shit out of luck. It doesn't ruin that run, but you kind of have to play it strategically. And I would be down just to play all the dispatching segments again. Like, if they released just a mode where you can just play an endless loop until your city's overrun, that'd be so cool. I really enjoyed the mode, and full of audio, the voice lines too, the story beats that happen within those segments. Like, I'm very impressed with the dispatching, because I mean, hey, it's called dispatch. They had to get that right, but I think a lot of us. Were you surprised by how much dispatching there was? I was.
I wish there was more. I'm with you. I wish that I've seen a couple people mention it online. I wish there was like an endless mode afterwards where you can just
Yeah, I
keep
saw
going and
that.
doing it. I was surprised with how much depth there was too. Not even with the story beats you mentioned. They have the voice lines that tie into what's actually happening outside of the dispatching elements, but each of your characters has different skills they can unlock where you're picking different skill trees that will have this person doesn't get injured, or this person can heal an injury, or this person, if they go solo, can get there faster. Like that sort of depth, I was surprised. I was jacked to be, how do I want to build this? I like having these two people together, which ties into certain characters that have synergies together. Where if you just naturally send them to missions as a team, they'll have a higher success rate and that can level up. Like there's so many levels to it, which at top service it does, or top level, it does seem like some people look and be like, oh, this is kind of a dumb thing. You're just sending people out doing stuff, waiting for it to happen. Where there's like levels to it, and it's not degrading in a way when you do have failure, you're discouraged. It does the thing where you mentioned where it's, how do I fix this? What do I need to do to come back to it? Do I need to get this person out of injury? Have this person come out of resting? Like, it's just so good. And there's storylines within it too. There's certain characters that keep coming up throughout the episodes just in the dispatching service that get their own little story throughout. Like, just so much care.
Yeah.
The part I don't
100%.
like with dispatching, hacking minigame, get the fuck out of here. Don't
I
want to
didn't
see
mind
you.
it. I never got frustrated.
I didn't get frustrated until the last episode when you're doing the frequency waves, trying to match that up. I went brain dumb. The last one,
That's
I had
fair.
like a second left. I'm like, I don't know where this is at, what I'm doing wrong.
Yeah, I think I failed. Yeah, I failed one, and it was at the end of the day, it was like my fault, and that it just took me so long to understand what to do. And I was like, oh shit, that's weird. And I just was like, I'm just pressing the wrong buttons.
Yeah,
failed. So, but like, I saw a lot of people complain online when this was coming out, like these suck. And I'm like, oh, I kind of like them. It's like that old math blocks game where you just have to move the block around. Cool math games.
they're still kicking.
They're still around. I'm gonna play it.
Game of the year.
No,
No.
not the game for cool math games. But yeah.
I say with that,
Yeah.
spoiler territory, we move into. We got to cast characters. I want to talk about how you use them, who your favorites were, and all of that. So from here on out, if you're listening and want to experience this, which I highly suggest, like this is an absolute must-play recommend to a majority of people, I would say. Get on board again. Windows, PlayStation 5 right now, Switch at the end of January. We have opportunity. Come back next episode if that's it. I hope we have a good holiday.
Yeah, no, don't get spoiled on this. Enjoy it. It is a fantastic game, especially if you have your family or partner, something there you think they get them into. First couple episodes may or may not grab them. You could turn off quick time events. So like if you don't want to do that, like you just want to watch the cutscene and then do the other gameplay, you can. So if that is something you don't want, it's a very, very good game. And now we're gonna spoil the shit out of it.
Spoil the shit out of it. Kyle.
They all died.
They all did.
Crazy that Thanos snapped them.
How was the story of your Robert Robertson III at the end of the day?
Yeah, Robert Robertson was a true hero. My Robert Robertson was the best guy. He did everything he tried to do. Strive to be the right guy. I was like, is that what it's called? True hero. Yeah, he's a true hero. Always tried to do the right thing at the right. I mean that's it. Yeah, that's the answer to your question there.
I'll take it. I'm happy we got different. Ours ended up being at the end of the day was just an everyman, which my Hannah's decisions were so fucking back and forth. I was getting frustrated. I'm like, you can't be doing this, but then doing this on the side because it doesn't work that way. But he was an everyman. Always kept everyone guessing with what he'll say or do next.
Mm-hmm.
Which I'm hoping when we get to the ending leads strategically different because it leads into this season 2 if possible where they go with that. But How were you playing? Who was your most sent person? Who did you max out like relationships and skills for everybody, or?
Yeah, I don't think I maxed out much people. I got rid of Coupe. I didn't really care for her. I had to keep Bat Boy.
Same.
So Punch Up didn't like me for a while because Coop and him were a thing. I kept Phenomenon over Water Boy. Sorry, Water Boy. You're Water Boy. You're perfect as a janitor, and that's awesome. Like, and then you're used later on, and that's perfect. I'm gonna keep Phenomenon though. He needs us. So, and I love Travis Willingham's performance of it's just the lines that he lays down in dispatching is so good. He was annoying to use in dispatching because you keep getting depressed and you couldn't use him, and that was annoying. But you know, he needed me.
He needed a friend.
He needed me, yeah. So did you keep Coop to pay there?
No, I also kept Sonar.
Okay.
Kept Water Boy though, the homie, and it stemmed. If you have you seen any of like the deluxe edition comics and stuff?
No, I have not looked.
I had one come up on TikTok like the day before, and it was for Water Boy, and it was like he was in the bathroom and he touched the toilet paper and it didn't turn wet right away, and he was so happy and things were good in life and blah blah blah. He could just cover himself in toilet paper, and then he woke up and it was a dream, and he lives with his little old blind grandma he takes care of and her like 20 cats, and everything's covered with saran wrap and plastic because he would get them wet, and he just goes off to work. But that day was the day he went to SDN and got hired, and he like walks by Robert Robertson in the lobby. I'm like, oh, he's got a soft spot. And because you mentioned Punch Up being upset with you for getting rid of Coop, because of that, Punch Up was going on a mission. Once I got Waterboy on the team, guess who was coming with Bucko? You and him were best friends because he didn't like him either. So I'm like, this is what you get. This is your new number one.
You guys are friends now.
You're friends. So what different story beats did you have with Phenomenon? Because mine, I don't remember what episode it was, but Waterboy ended up having, it might have been after his first or second dispatch with the team, where he like contemplates quitting, goes to the janitor closet, sits in a mop bucket, and Robert comes in and sits with him and like talks about like not having confidence for why he has a stutter, and like it's a lack of confidence, and he's part of the team now. As much as people give him shit, like they still want him there and are part of the group, and became like a, not talking him off the edge, but it was kind of a darker, he wanted to give throw in the towel type thing. And they had a nice janitor closet moment.
Oh, okay, yeah. Man, no, I do not remember much about that conversation with a Phenomenon. But yeah, I kept him. I remember we had the secret about Blonde Blazer because she kissed us, so that was part of it, and I kept it. I didn't need to tell the depressed Superman hero that his ex kissed me. Just Robert.
Did you see what happens when you say that he does?
No, what happens?
He like, I've had so much TikToks, which like I know some other stuff. He like looks at you kind of upset, grabs you with both arms, and he's like, "Oh, please don't strangle me, please don't strangle me." And then he leans in and kisses you, and then he pulls back. He's like, "No, that definitely wasn't the reason she left me." Because of how bad of a kisser you are.
Oh, that is very funny. That is amazing. That's good.
That's definitely not the reason.
Yeah, so we had a conversation there, and that came up. So instead of the conversation with Waterboy, we kind of talked to him about it, and like, you can still do it, but that didn't stick out to me. At the end of the day, I don't think that relationship really stuck. I didn't invest or do enough with him. It was just something that happened. It was like, dude, I'm not going to tell you. I'm not the reason. That's on you guys.
Did you end up, was Blonde Blazer your person at the end? Did you end up with a person? Okay. We both ended up saying,
no.
Oh.
Yeah. I ended up with Invisigal, obviously. That was the way to go. I love what Blonde Blazer was. At the end, she takes off the amulet and she gets the power from that. That was a twist I did not see coming. And I was like, well, shit, Mandy's cool.
Yeah, which that's the thing I wish would have been different, because that is a thing that you'll get earlier. Like if you go on the date with her instead of the movies with Invisigal, you'll get that already.
That's so cool.
Yeah, it was good. That's the relationship thing is the one thing in the game I'll point out where it doesn't feel forced, but it feels like they're doing more than ever to push you towards a Visigal's plot line, because she does mean a little more at the end of the day for the main storyline, where she is the one where like a lot of the decisions is going to push you here no matter what. So I've seen a lot more people with her rather than Blonde Blazer at the end.
Yeah, and I think I don't know if I was a developer or like a cast member talking about that, just in jokes, but I've seen that around too, and that'd be a gripe, right? If everyone is like feeling that way, it's like, and it is their story, right? It's kind of hard to argue that Aaron Paul and Laura Bailey aren't the main characters, and yeah, it really wants you to go that way. I feel like you have the choice of either having it be a nice story between those two or a bad one. It's not what is Robert choosing, and that's the difference. Is how does that relationship with Invisigal and Robert end, as opposed to how does Robert end, right? Does that make sense?
Yeah, which is where I think me saying it means more, that ending with Invisigal I think is different, and that fundamentally changes where they could go for a season 2 if they do. Because with the ending, we're in spoiler mode. Is your Invisigal still there? Is she good? Is she hanging out with everybody? You guys besties? Oh, his mic. Something's happening.
Apologies. Yeah. Look, we are best friends. I led her to embrace heroism over villainy. She's with us now.
See, that's where we're entirely different. So my ending, when
Here we
you're
go.
having the stare down with Shroud, she is invisible side and ends up stabbing him, but then like looks back at you and then picks up his mask, takes it, and leaves herself with the mask. I'm like, oh, what the shit? Like,
That's a crazy fucking end. You
yeah,
gotta believe in her, man. You gotta believe in her. She wasn't bad.
we don't know that. There's still
You
enough.
made her that way.
I didn't make her that way. My girlfriend made her that way.
Don't pass the blame off. You played it together.
You're making the decisions.
You're just trying to pass the blame.
But no, there was.
Yeah, that's interesting. No, I think earlier on, like when she disappears and in the story and everyone's like against her, your whole team, and you have a chance to like believe her or not. And I was like, no, I'm doubling down. You're not this person, even though she was. But she changed at the end. She realized she was wrong. So the difference for me is when Shroud shoots me or the dog. I forget which one. He started to shoot the dog for a while. That was pretty scary.
Yeah, I get that in mind. I was very worried. Beef's the homie.
Yeah. But yeah, he shoots you, but then he hits Invisigal, who's in front of you. And then I think you're able to get away from it. So yeah, she took a bullet for you.
Oh.
Or something. Maybe that was, now I'm not remembering. I think that's what it was. Yeah, so I should have like looked through a little more of that. What did you do with the Astral Pulse? Astral. I gave them both the Shroud. I said, here you go.
Stupid. We gave him both at different times because he makes the comment. He's like, don't give me the fake one. So immediately she's like, give him the fake one. He won't know. I'm like, he's gonna know. And then he just immediately takes it, throws it behind him, and he like again threatens beef. And at that point, pulling out the heartstrings, can't let anything happen to the dog.
Oh yeah, no, nothing could happen to beef. All right, so now did you kill Shroud or did you let him go? Oh wait, you didn't have that option.
Yeah, I think just jail, right? Oh, no, he was dead.
No, yeah, you didn't get the option because Invisigal did it, right?
Yeah, she did it. Then
yeah, no. So I killed him. My Robert killed Shroud after shooting Invisigal. He choked him to death.
Jesus.
Yeah. So he said, no, we're done with it. Shroud's gone. Done. He killed him.
I don't want to see that because like with mine, like it's not that it felt bad, like with the double up of, it was just so sudden because it was this tense standoff, and then she just all of a sudden, boop, I'm here, stab, takes the shit and leaves. So it was very quick engagement. When that whole last episode was pretty much a giant fight scene essentially with everybody, which like cool, badass, looks great. Again, animation kills it. But then that final payoff, which honestly, Shroud as a bad guy was like second fiddle to me for the whole story. Like they do a little bit to build it up. They do more in the comics and stuff I've seen. But I didn't, not that I didn't take him serious, but it didn't feel like the buildup of it was enough of a payoff. Like the buildup of him, it was more his group and everyone else that you're interacting with more. I think you only have like 2 interactions really with him really throughout, so his character didn't really do it for me.
Yeah, that is definitely a weak spot in the game. You can't really not talk about because you're told why he's bad. You're shown it at the beginning, of course, but you're then told from then on, and he turns out to be just that guy, right? Cletus or something, whatever his name was. Just a guy, and that's fine. The story wasn't about that, obviously, but would love to see the next one. Would love to see them explore more of a villain, which is interesting with your ending with Invisigal, because like that would be interesting if she was full for the antagonist, right? In the next one, that would be an interesting for that story perspective, what that looks like, how that acts.
Yep.
But yeah, I do hope the villain in the next one is better, well told. But I think it's a good comic book story that's about the cast, right? I think it's a good foundation for setting who this team is, who the players are, what the world is. It does all of that excellently. So does it need an overarching villain that is like, Thanos or is hinting, Loki level? No, they didn't need that because the game is still fucking good. But yeah, I wonder where they go. It's like, yeah, that would be a weak part.
It was the thing where we finished, my girlfriend immediately was, oh, season 2, like, want more of this, whatever. I'm like, I hope they don't, because the amount that would have to happen for season 2, because realistically, I would imagine with tech nowadays, especially when you look at stuff like Mass Effect 1 through 3 back in the day, like, there could be a world where it tracks through saves across all the games to have that continued storyline without the team being like, this is the canon one that we're going with. But I think you can only do so much of that without it becoming so many branching paths that the quality starts being affected, which I don't want to see. Like, I would rather have, if there is a season 2, new setting, new characters, whatever, have callbacks to this season loosely, but I don't necessarily need a follow-up directly for where everyone's at.
Yeah. I would want it. I want to be in this world. He's great, but yeah, it could be bad. So I'm not desperate for it, but there's a world where that's good, where it takes into account your previous choices and it's built that way. But that's the thing. If they keep saying, oh, we don't know, we don't have plans for season 2, they're hoping. You don't make a game and go, all right, we'll wait and see if we can do something else. It's like they're already going, so it's either a totally different project, which I would love, or they're already, they already got story, they already got the plot lines figured out. And if it's built that way from the ground up, there's no reason you can't. Would I expect, we got 8 episodes. Would I expect 16, 24, 32, 40 episodes in one? No, like that. No. But give me another 8 episodes, maybe 3 seasons. I could see, but yeah, once you get far down the path, those branches, our choices are vastly different. So how do you do that, right? It'd be hard, but I would love if
have the cat mascot be the big bad the whole time, the liquor cat,
dude. The ethereal cat from somewhere.
It just
yeah. I was gonna ask if you going back to that final episode and kind of the big choices, and were you able to save Los Angeles as the whole city was being under attack by Coupe?
I believe we did. Yeah. Let me.
Okay. Yeah. No. Yeah, I did. You and 72% of players were able to save Los Angeles, and then that gives you the option. Yep. Yeah. Then it gives you the option at the end when they're taking Coop away. You have the option to like have her join your team again or send her away. I accepted her back. I said, "Get on over here. You're forgiven. You're okay. Don't do that shit again. I get you were mad, but like you were also used. Let's cool." Did you accept her back?
Yeah, we accepted her back. I wish that final battle played out a little better with the dispatching stuff, because it was the direct thing of she's like in control of everything that's happening at that point. Like you're fighting against her. and she's kind of roaming the map. I wish there was more dialogue between characters when they come back. Because even when I said, I think I said punch up every single time when he was good to go face her. No quips, no like dialogue about her at this state. So I wish there was more built out and fleshed around that, but it was a nice sort of dark cloud over dispatching rather than the time limit, where it was this, hey, you're not going against the clock, you are actively losing spots on the map. The camera system's all messed up. You can't see parts of the map at times. You have to rescue your own team. Like, that stuff all played out great. Just that person as a, and really hit or miss.
Yeah, you can see it could easily be Sonar if you didn't choose to keep him, right? So that's where kind of the game, I guess, shows you. That's that binary choice I was talking about in the spoiler-free section, where it's like, yeah, the map, everything's different, but like, okay, this would be Sonar here, and that's how it would be different. So yeah, not a problem, but kind of the boundaries of the gameplay limitations in this type of game, you know. My one last one I want to know about the end episode is about Thumbstick's dick. What did he do with it?
Visigal pushed in.
Yeah, we pushed it in.
No,
we
I
put
didn't.
it away. I think I remember we ran out of time, or I thought it was funny. It was something with that decision. But I love that's game lets you decide. It makes you decide who puts the dick away.
Which they're running out of time on this too. It is the thing. I think if you run out of time in this, it automatically picks the left option instead of the not picking being its own separate path. So that I think could throw, if you're coming from the older ones, could throw some people off if you're expecting that, where it's not, you're just a silent protagonist type thing. It is, you're just the left option every time. So, shout out to Prism, the homie. She was, I think, in every episode except 5 was my most sent hero in every single episode. So her ability is just great.
Yeah, I think I had one or two that I had 2 that she wasn't my most sent, but she was up there with me. That character is awesome, and yeah, the ability to duplicate the one next to you, so you just have double, right? Is just great.
Yeah, I think mine was 5. She wasn't. I think that was Sonar that episode for some reason, but. And them being a lot of your team is I would say celebrity voice actors, which all do great. Like I had no issues, even Young Gravy as Golem. Not a whole lot of lines, obviously, but they sound good. Prism sounded good. Sonar, Moist Critical sounded good. Jacksepticeye sounded great. Like they all did a phenomenal job. Where it wasn't. I was worried when they were listing off a bunch of YouTubers and stuff of like taking away from the experience. And being more about them. Well, no, they like put their heart into it. Yeah, it was unnoticeable if you wouldn't have told me that they weren't part of a voice cast or whatever. Yeah,
no, it's been cool to see. You know, I more follow Alana Pierce out of those people the most, and it's been cool to see her be like discovered by people who don't know her, or like, oh shit, we like talk shit about you and hate you. But you're actually one of the dopest games and you're a hot demon lady. Shit. It's just fascinating whole internet culture. But for both Jacksepticeye and Moist Critical and her, she's talked about just the burst this game has had and just the fan art, like it was second week out and people were cosplaying Malevola, the all red demon lady. Like you got people already painting themselves. Like that's crazy in the second week this game is out, right? Like this thing hit, there's a culture around it. And it's cool to just see it just be successful behind a vast array of people, not just Aaron Paul Breaking Bad, Westworld, right? Need for Speed movie. It's not just behind that and Jeffrey Wright. It's these YouTubers who are phenomenal and uplift the game just as much. And that's what a great, like Ad Hoc hit the mark with their casting. Each character is perfect. Like there's none of them that I was like, or like, they were who they are, right? They just are those characters, and that's good casting.
Yeah, that's the community around this game already. I hope doesn't turn south and toxic, but the fan service is
how it could
wild. And just cannibalizing themselves, like being too overbearing. But like I said, cosplayers immediately second week, throwing the stuff everywhere. Dispatches made its way into our Christmas gifts this year as like meme stuff. Like it's a cultural thing already with being backed with help from Critical Role, I could see that being huge. Whether it does become its own like little YouTube thing at one point, like who knows? But fan reaction has been beyond amazing to see already, and people attach onto it so much and appreciate it for what it is.
Yeah, they created an IP. This game is an IP now, right? Like the Dispatch is not just like this game that's a story game from the old Telltale Studios. It is Dispatch, and you know what that is if you play it, or it's recognizable too. Awesome.
With that, any final thoughts, comments, questions, or concerns on this? Did you fist bump the homie in the bathroom?
Oh yeah, Royd, Dwayne Johnson.
Not Dwayne Johnson. I wish
I think it's
his
his stunt double or cousin. Like I think that's who the voice actor is.
Yeah, it's a stunt double in movies.
Okay,
I wish
thanks.
we would have. She was like, that's weird. Why would I do that? Like,
Wow,
you
you're
don't
part of the
understand.
7. You were part of the 7% that didn't.
We're the outliers. Again,
Wow.
not my choice. I would have fist bumped immediately.
Would I initiate one? No, but you don't turn one down. You just go, yeah, what's up?
Yeah.
Odd, a little. Depending on who it is, really weird.
That's the world we're in.
Nah, that made sense. That's hey. You just don't get it.
Shout out to Beef and Chase, other characters in the show.
Okay, we didn't really talk much about Chase. That was really interesting. That he was like a kid with Robert, right? But he's a speedster, and every time he uses his power, he ages, and now he's an older man. That's just like, I love that that's a consequence, and that's part of the rule, like the world. It's like, oh shit, that's cool. And it's not like it's a sad relationship. They're instantly like, hey, what's up, buddy? Like, I missed you. And even though Jeffrey Wright's old as fuck, he's acting like a young man. And it's just funny. It's just Jeffrey Wright in this role is phenomenal. Very, very good. But yeah, and then the chase, the whole at the end when he takes he gets Blonde Blazer's power to go help finish the fire save or whatever happens. I loosely remember that. Yeah, I just love that character of Chase was really, really cool. I liked him. We just didn't mention it at all.
Which again, give us an Dispatch. Give me Chase as a character to send out now in his separate mode, my guy. Be good.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I think totally could just like put a mode at the end of the story and it's just go. There's just an endless with all the heroes available.
I think with him it was unexpected because it is, especially now with Marvel and stuff, like we're so used to superheroes are all godly, all knowing, all powerful, all this stuff, where he was the one where there's consequences to what he's doing. And yeah, 80 appears 80 years old at 39. So
even and all the heroes have these disadvantages to them. Blonde Blazer being the one you don't think like she'd be like, oh, she's like Wonder Woman, nothing's wrong. Nope, her power's an amulet. It's not even her, right? Yeah. So the realism behind them all is really, really good. Yeah, that's all I got. Phenomenal game.
That will end us again. Shorter episode. Something we need to talk about before we come back for 2025 awards. Yeah, that's it, I guess. Hope everyone had a good Christmas when you're listening to
Christmas
this.
Already happened if you're watching this.
It already did. 2 days in post. Yeah. Hope we got some good games, getting some good family time in. Kyle, what's going? I'm trying to think between the week of when this goes live and when we come back.
I knew. We all heard the brain go.
What do you're still probably Kingdom Come Deliverance at that time.
100% gonna be playing Kingdom Come Deliverance. We'll be hopefully more hours in, but dude, this game's fun. I met Tomcat. I watched a video about how to do combat. I was doing it all wrong. It's the game's fault. You don't parry and riposte constantly. You got to do other things. So I'm excited. I'm so into it. But we got to play more Division. We got to play some more stuff. So hopefully by the time you're watching this and this weekend, who knows? Time is weird.
It's all a construct of your imagination. With that, we'll catch you all back here next week when you're watching this, January 3rd, 2026, as we go down our top 10 games of 2025. A lot of breakouts, a lot of fun discussions to be had. Happy gaming. Be good to each other. Stay safe.
Happy holidays.